there. Okay. That's running. Hi, guys. Hello. Welcome back. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Okay, there. We're set up, guys. Once I move my tea to put the cover there, look at that. We did it. We did it. We got set up. And I even streaming on YouTube, which has been a while. So yesterday I streamed to the Divine Feminine Healing Collective. Today I'm deciding to stream to YouTube, and we'll just check and see what happens with that. Today's Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Or Tarot and Tea. And Tarot and Tea could be me, because I'm Tanya. And, thank you, Linda. How are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. We are going through some pretty big stuff right now with the eclipse. So currently we're on the full moon eclipse. Today is the full moon partial eclipse, but it's a super full moon. So what that means is that with the eclipse, it can be spicy. It can be challenging. We can also be doing some deep healing, some shadow work, working through some big things. And because of the position of this and everything that's going on, we're looking at all of the patterns that we've had for the last 18 years. What are the things that we're seeing, that we're still seeing over and over and over again, and that we don't want to see anymore, and giving us the opportunity to delve deep into those. Like Pisces is all about healing and then renewal, right? Getting yourself into back to step one, Aries, step one, part one, back to the first part of the zodiac, right? We get back to Aries, which is about the individual. So this is the culmination of a lot of lessons and experiences that we've been through. So we're going to be looking at relationship stuff very, very much. Pisces is when it's not in a healthy way. Pisces is the sign that is about codependency. So if you're looking at Pisces, full moon, solar eclipse, a lot of emotions are going to be coming up. But we might even be experiencing a lot of increase in psychic gifts and connecting to our intuition, right? We might be more in tune to other energies around there. TT, hi, Mira. How are you, love? So that's important to consider. What are some of the patterns that you're seeing in your life that you should have maybe done something about, or that you're still seeing because you just haven't done anything. But some of us are in, we're all in different spaces within our healing journey, and there's always another level that you're elevating through, right? I don't know how often somebody just is perfectly patient, perfectly peaceful, there is no such thing as perfection. So note that everybody is a work in progress, right? We're supposed to be growing and evolving and changing. So with everything that's coming up on this beautiful full moon, super full moon eclipse, it's going to be intense for some of us more than others. And that's because of some of the other planets that are at play right now. So for Virgo, it is in opposition with not just the Pisces moon, but it's in opposition with Neptune. And there's a lot of different things, right? You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we need to be being more cautious about our energy. Where are you giving your energy? Right? Where are you giving your energy to, and why? Sometimes we actually have to ask ourselves why, because we think that we're doing it for, if it's your passion and your purpose and your joy, it's not coming directly from your energy source, right? When I'm doing all the work that I'm doing here, when I'm doing energy healing, when I'm channeling huge meditations, by the way, today we meet in the Divine Feminine Healing Collective at 2 p.m. Be prepared for a really powerful quantum activation meditation. This I started channeling last week, and even just talking about it, my head just starts yeah. So It's going to be super, super powerful. That's in the Divine Feminine Healing Collective at 2 p.m. So after I'm here for a little bit, I'll be in Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. We'll hang out there. We'll talk and do our tarot and tea and have fun as always. And then we are, whoever's in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective that is also in the Divine Feminine, will meet there at 2. You're still in the group. It's showing you in the group. It's showing you in the group. I checked the members yesterday because I had a member that somehow was in there that I don't think had ever paid. I don't know how she even got in it. So I was looking at some members and, also I had a breakup, so I wanted to make sure that somebody else wasn't on my website at all. So that was what prompted to go through and check and make sure, right? So I saw you in the group. So just join at 2D. I'll send you the link because I have no problem with that. Yeah. No, I think anyway, and it doesn't matter. You and I have enough of a relationship that I can definitely comp you a month, right? Like if I just, it's okay. So I'll just send you the link. Yeah, we'll have about an hour. It depends on how late Mind Body goes. It's at 2. This one is at 2 p.m. Eastern. So 3 p.m. for you, I believe. Because you should be an hour ahead, right? Hi, Doris. How are you? I haven't even pulled out my cards yet. I sat down and just started going. And because of what happened with YouTube, I was kind of like, got distracted. Yay. I'm super excited about that. I love growing our collectives. And the reason why is because of the transformation that everybody gets in those collectives. I didn't even get to 100 today, guys. 95. 95 is our number. I have my moon cards. I think that because it is Tarot Tuesday, we'll do one of the Mary Magdalene cards. Thank you. Trying to think what else. What else do we need? Some tarot cards, I suppose. So we'll grab some tarot. It is Tuesday, tarot and tea. Just thinking if we want anything else. Hi, Trina. Okay, so first I'm going to do the collective reading. There they are. I was like, where are the Alchemy Elemental cards? And then after I'm done with the collective cards, then we will move on to individual cards. I am here, generosity of spirit. That's what I like to tell people. I spend quite a bit of time here each week, about 10 hours, something like that. Woo, that's a powerful card. I gotta get the other part out. These cards are in 2 pieces. There is the key, and then there's the hologram. Hi, Trina. So generosity of spirit. And so I just expect everybody else to be generous of spirit in whatever that means to them. So it's just that's the energy exchange. We're here in generosity of spirit. If you want an extended reading in any way, then you can definitely gift for that. I have 3 different gifts that are up there. So the more cards that you want, just do it appropriately. So I'm going to check in on the moon energy using the oracle cards from the Moonology manifestation deck. So let's see what's coming up for us during this full moon, super full moon eclipse. Hello, Jenny. How are you? So what is the collective New moon in Gemini. Think it through. This is some pretty powerful advice right now. So spend some time, no matter what's coming at you. 10:10 on the timer on that thing. So we've been live for 10 minutes and 10 seconds on YouTube. So this is just asking you to think, like take a moment and think. Don't speak, don't act. Think it through and then make the right action. And it's about discernment too. Like how can you connect in with yourself to make sure that it's in alignment with you, or that it's your discernment, right? Not everything is in alignment with you. Not everything is in alignment with me that is in alignment with you either, right? You have to determine that, and nobody else can tell you. But I think it's more of that, just pause, think, then act, right? Make sure that the action isn't, off the cuff, because we've got a lot of energies coming up. Good. I'm glad that you and Betty are good. So the other card that came out is full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. And what a beautiful moon to let your fears dissolve during, right? During this Pisces full moon solar eclipse. This is about endings. This is cycles of completion. This is getting, like leveling up. We're leveling up. So we're going to be letting go of things, because that's what happens when you level up, right? Not everybody comes with you to the next level, and you just have to accept that, right? And you don't stay at their level because they're not willing to move yet. Right? When they do move, you can reconnect on the next level. But if they never do, then, at least you didn't waste your whole life being on the level that wasn't for you, right? You kept going. Sometimes we do have to actually make our dreams a priority. Right? Yay. Yes, yes, yes. Guess what, Betty? Guess what, Jenny? What? Hi, Shivani. Okay, so what else do we have? Let's check in with the regular Moonology deck and just see what's coming up for us for this full moon, super full moon eclipse. It's only a partial lunar eclipse, which means that the chaotic or the challenging aspect of that won't be as big. However, it's a super full. So because it's a super moon, that means that it's going to be extra potent. Yay! Yay! I'm so happy for you, Betty. I'm so happy for you. Because that, that's a big thing, right? I'm so happy for you. All right. What does this... I'm talking too much. My guys are just like, shh. Oh, full moon in Aquarius. This is asking you to show your true self, right? And that's where you align to your signature vibration. And when you are your true self, authentically you, and you're living life as an expression of that joy of you, then everything is in alignment with you, and you're a giant magnet for everything that's meant for you, right? You're just a giant magnet. And so your uniqueness pays off. Your uniqueness aligns you with the people who are aligned with you, right? And the video that I was trying to post this morning, but it hasn't let me post it yet, is about boundaries, right? Boundaries don't eliminate the right people from your life. They eliminate the wrong people. That's why boundaries are so important. If I put up a boundary, it's going to show me somebody, if the person that doesn't respect that boundary, well, that's them not respecting me. Right? If they're not, hi Dre, how are you, love? If I put up a boundary and that, ticks somebody off, it makes them angry, then they were taking advantage of me based on not having had that boundary there. Right? They were using me in some way, or, they liked the fact that boundary didn't exist. That's why they're mad about it. Right? So when you're exercising your boundaries, it's a beautiful way to weed out the people that aren't meant to be in your life. Because if you put a boundary in with somebody that's healthy and that cares about you and then your best, then when you exercise that boundary, they're going to acknowledge the boundary and they're going to respect it. right? So that's another test that you can do in relationships as well. If you're early in a relationship and somebody is pushing against your boundaries, do not cave on them, because once you start to cave on your boundaries, then they know they have the ability to push them even further. So we think that we're being accommodating, or we think that we're being just really kind, or we're being really flexible. But what happens when you lower your boundaries, they know that they can push on them and get them to change again. So, and the best thing that you can do is keep those solid boundaries so that you can eliminate the people that aren't meant to be around you because they don't want to respect your boundaries. Okay? So just remember, boundaries are a good thing. And your uniqueness is your signature, and that's what you want to be doing with your life. TT, hi Shar, how are you? Good to see you today. So today at 10:41 Eastern, I think, is when the full moon is in Pisces. It's a full moon, super full moon, partial lunar eclipse. There's too many letters in that. Hi, who's on there? Say hi. 1555. We got our 555s. Hi, love. How are you? All right, let's see if there's anything else from the Moonology cards. We'll pull a couple other cards, and we got to do our Magdalene cards, right? This is about these Magdalene cards are key codes and holograms. They're imbued with energy, and they activate you just by looking at them and receiving it, allowing it, right? You have to claim it. You have to receive it. And so that's another question for you today. What are you claiming? Good question. What are you claiming as yours? Are you claiming struggle as yours? Hi. Yeah, I saw the message come up. I was trying to just finish my train of thought and not let it squirrel me off in another direction. Some warm. Do you have a warm a water bottle, like one of those heating bottles? That would be really good on your tummy, or even one of those magic bags that are full of beans. Just warm it up and just sit the warmth on your belly. Okay. Yep, this is collective, Shar. So then finally, the other card is a pouch of rice. Exactly. A time to dive. Oh, sorry. I was trying to read it backwards. I'm like, I don't know. What is that? A new moon in Virgo. So this would be the opposite of this full moon. New moon in Virgo. It's a time to give rather than take. And when you're being in a giving space, right? And when you're giving of a space that is like free flowing. So this is what I was saying before. If you're in alignment, so for me, I'm in alignment with my energetic healing. And when I'm doing the healing, it channels through me and out of me. I don't get tired. I don't feel pain. I don't take anything into me. It's not like that. It is from source through me, not from me to them. And I think that that's where with D, what I was saying with being careful with your energy, right, is and when you assess the reasons why, that can really be helpful. So like assessing, why am I feeling that I have to be the one to do this for them now, right? And if the source is, this is my passion, this is my purpose, or this is in alignment with me, or, like I feel drawn or compelled to do this, then that's something. But if you feel like you have to do it because you feel like it's your job to save somebody, or you have to fix somebody, or, like it's almost like they don't have anyone else, it has to be me, right? Any of those ways that we're putting ourselves out there, we're putting ourselves out there in a way that it's the wounded healer, right? So it's almost like martyrdom, or I'm being the savior or the fixer. So when we do that kind of healing, then we are pulling from ourselves and giving that energy. So the way that if you're not in the right energetic space is how exhausted you are after doing things like that, right? You shouldn't be tired when you're doing your passion and your purpose. It should flow through you really, really easily. And yeah, that full moon energy is just, wow. I love you. I love you. Okay, let's check in on some tarot. We checked in on our moon, but before we do that, let's get our codes, okay? So again, these are very powerful. They are the Magdalene manifestation codes. And for those of you who don't know about the Magdalene, you should research it. I'm like, where's my book? I might have I was reading the book this morning. So I think I actually left it to the side. So just give me 1 second to grab the book. I can give you the keys and the little message from it, but I would really like to give you a little more of the message that's within it. Because they're very deep messages. So just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just putting my cards away before I run away. All right. We'll do that card, and then I think that's all we'll do for the collective today. Just the Moonology and the Moonology manifestation. We'll get into the tarot cards. So if you're looking for some clarity on anything, let me know. Generally, I just ask Spirit what the message is that you need to receive. If you have a specific question, I can ask based on that question and kind of tailor it that way. And you'll get whatever intuition or guidance comes in from Spirit. I think I'll pull an Alchemy Elemental card as well. 444 guys just came in the room. That's your number that angel guides are near. Hi, Golden Gal. How are you? Okay. I wasn't even playing with a full deck, guys, because I pull out cards in the morning for myself. Those cards weren't in here when I shuffled. But that just means whatever it was meant to be. Ooh, I even left one behind. So let's give you that one as well. You like that? I wasn't playing with a full deck. Hello, lovey. How are you? Hi, Crystal. How are you, love? Okay, so these are the Magdalene key codes. And as I said, these are very, very potent energies. So I'm going to give you the resource card. And the resource card that I'm going to show you is called Yummy Money. And this is all about recognizing that money is an energy. And however we feel about money is the energy that we apply to it. So if you're afraid that you're not going to have enough money, then there's fear that's attached to money. So money's afraid in your life. And because you're afraid. So whatever energy that you feel about money is the way that money is. So we want to change the energy. And this resource code is asking you to look at money as being yummy, right? Many of us have like poor ideas of money because our parents have said money is the root of all evil, or you have to you get the concepts of there has to be a sacrifice, that in order for you to have a thriving career you have to sacrifice your family, or if you're doing something spiritual then you shouldn't be getting paid for it because like how dare you, right? Whatever it is that we've gathered from society, that's the energy that we're putting on the money in our life. So if money isn't in a beautiful, like yummy space, right, then you're preventing money from flowing to you. So this is what this resource code is talking about. So whenever you are changing money through some form, so if I'm changing money from me to another person, whether that's giving or receiving of it, it's changing hands. So just be thinking the whole time, yummy money, yummy money. And when you are paying a bill, yummy money. And when you're getting paid, yummy money. Every time money's changing hands, and put a beautiful, beautiful energy on it. Yummy money. Money is yummy. See how that feels? Right? Because of the M's. We're looking at the vibrational pattern, right? So just receive this code into your body. That's what you want to do, is receive this code into your body. And you can even be thinking as you're doing it, yummy money. Money is so yummy. Okay, so change the energy around money, right? Get rid of that fear that's there. Do you know a great way to test and see what types of things that you're blocked in, or where your blockages are? It's what you focus on when you have a quiet moment. So what are you thinking about in the moments before you go to sleep? What are you thinking about when you're driving to work and back? What are you thinking about when you go for a walk? What are you thinking about first thing in the morning, right? Whatever your mind is occupied on, that's where your blockages are. So first thing in the morning, you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. I don't know where I'm going to pay for that. It's just such a struggle. If you're in that energy, right, you're right there. You're just, it's clearly telling you there's a blockage where money is, right? And so, but there's not a lack of money. There is no lack in the world. There is abundance everywhere. We just have to harness the energy. We just have to step out of our way. There's something that's blocking our flow, right? And some of us, when you think of a faucet, right, when you turn on the faucet, some of us have it open just a trickle because we think that's all we're worth. All we're worth is this trickle, or all that society has available is that trickle. Right? There's different ways that we see that. And there's so many ways that we get conditioned along the way to think of the world in terms of blockages and put those blockages in. So every time that somebody says something to you, spiritual people shouldn't get paid, you close the tap a little bit. When they say, when you look at something and you're like, you should, like you should have a partner, you close the tap a little bit. And you should have, and when you think that you're not good enough, close the tap a little bit. When you just keep closing the tap, and you can close the tap right off, but it's you that's doing it. So you have to ask yourself, what are your viewpoints about all of those things so that you can crack through that and you can open the tap back up. And that's the flow. That is the flow. And you get into the alignment and you allow it to flow. There's a meridian. There's a meridian of money coming into you, or a meridian of prosperous energy, that abundant energy that flows into you. So think about the ways that you speak about money. I've been catching myself on this. So I have not, like, I'm looking at moving across the country again. And if you guys know me, I have been living a very nomadic lifestyle, and I've been moving quite frequently. I've made some choices that I wouldn't say they were lessons. They were lessons that I had to have, and I navigated through those lessons, and it's been fantastic. But nonetheless, this has put a financial weight on me, right? You can't move, right? Everybody knows it's expensive to move, right? It is. And so all of these processes that I've been through, and so today, or, like there's times when I will go to give money for something, or somebody will, like there'll be that ask for money, and I will be like, in my mind, I'm like, like that. There's that restriction of like, oh my God, money's always going out is kind of the energy that came up, or, like, I'm just trying to keep money. I'm trying to build up a surplus because I have to travel across the country, right? It's understandable, the thought process. I'm trying to save up so I have the money to go across the country. And so when you're giving out money, it feels like you're pulling from that and pulling it out. But I had to catch myself, and I was like, wait a second. No. That's not the energy that I want on my money. I don't want my money to have that feeling to it, or that restriction, or that it can't come back to me. So I had to stop myself, and I was like, hang on a second. There is an open flow. There is an abundance of money. If I give this 20 out, it's going to come back to me. If I give this 60 out, it's coming back to me. If I pay this bill, it's coming back to me. You have to be in that mindset of knowing that money is currency. Money likes to be circulated, and that God always provides. There's always enough for you. The universe is always looking out for you. The reason why we're not seeing it is the 3D, what's happened to us since we stopped the spiritual, when we became the physical, and the physical like when we come through that veil and we forget who we are and what we're capable of, and then we get all the societal conditionings and the traumas on us, we just forget. We forget that everything is there. It's already created. It's right there. It's available to you. And the source of all creation wants you to have it, right? Source is an energy that created everything. And you can ask Source for creating of more, because Source loves to create. That's what its energy is. It's a creator. Just like you're a creator. You're meant to be creating things. So what are you creating? Are you creating joy and community? Are you creating, products and services? Or what are you creating? There's so many different ways that we create, right? Everything that we think and we speak, everything that we think and we feel, we're magnetizing. Right? We're elevating that energy. So what are you embodying in those spaces? All right. We've got a really powerful key and hologram to look at. And I have another key and hologram to look at. So let's do that. And then everyone can start to get some clarity. I got really chatty on that, but working through money blocks has been a big part of where I'm at. And also I like to really just remind myself that I don't have any blocks. I don't have any, like I'm removing them. And you have to say it in a positive way because your brain eliminates the negative, but you want to say it in a positive way and you want to believe it because your belief system creates your reality. So if I believe that I don't have any blocks, if I believe that to my core, I don't have blocks, because you're the one that puts them in. When you come into this world, you come in clear, you come in clean and fresh, and then you go through the veil. You're born to the parents that you're born, and there you go, starting to stack up all of these experiences and lessons. And, you start to mask yourself and put on layers to protect yourself. And you do all those things till you get to the point where you start to wake up. And you start to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not actually being me. I'm not being true to me. I'm not being my true self. I'm aligned with a bunch of people. I'm like, my behaviors or whatever, my emotions, whatever it is that brings you to it, my health, my finances, something wakes you up. And then you start to realize that you're not being that true to yourself. So it's just waking up and realizing, like, where you don't have any blocks. You're a master creator. You're the same master creator that God is, just in the physical form of that. Whereas he is all, or the power of God, it's not he, but the energy of God is all powerful. It runs through your body. It runs through everything, every energy, everything is energy, and it all contains the light of God, because it was the source of creation, right? So that's in you. But then we come down here and we're like, I'm just a person. I'm just a human. I'm just in this little body. What can I do? What can I do? You should try some of my new meditations to know what you can do. Because if I can do it, so can you, right? You can channel things. You're so powerful energetically. So powerful. So this is the key. We always look at the key first. And again, this is just receiving it. So receive that key into your body. Just accept it and look at it and observe it. Nothing that you have to do. You don't have to do anything. You just have to allow that feminine stasis of just being. So we're embodied radiance. Then we have the hologram. So again, you're just going to look at that and receive it. Okay, just receive that into your body. Allow it. And let's see what our little message is. I'm going to read a couple of things about it, and then I'm just going to read the activation part, because this book, the length of reading that you have to do, so it starts here, then this is the key here. The code, the hologram is over here. And then the activation. So it's a lot of reading. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. That's too much time. But I'll summarize little points. Okay. Embodied radiance as a whole is, I am glowing with ever growing energy. Embodied radiance naturally aligns your system to embody greater quotients of high vibrational energies, such as health, vitality, and those of your highest self. Okay? This code supports you in widening your reach as your love and physical stamina expand. Your attractor factor grows, and you create stabilized expansion without the wobble, the push-pull, or the expansion and contraction, which is perfect. Because how many of us have that? You're going along and it's like money's coming in, money's coming in, money's coming in. Say you started your company like me. You get in and you're like, yes, this is it. This is it. The company's going to be a success. Oh, nope, this one's it. This one's it. This one's it. This one's it. Nope, this one's it. This one's it. This one's it. Right? How many of you have that experience where life seems, it starts to get going good, and then there's the bounce back? And then you start to get going good, and there's the bounce back. That's that push-pull dynamic. That's because, you're working through that piece of knowing. You got to get to the knowing. So right away, maybe you're in believing. You believe in yourself. You believe in all of this. And you got that belief. And you're pushing it. And everything's going well because you have your belief. But then something happens. Impatience sets in. Because it's not happening quite fast enough, right? It's just not quite fast enough. So that impatience sets in, and then you start to doubt, and then you start to backtrack and down, right? Those little doubts that come up. So then you have to work through, what is the next layer? So then you get going again, right? All right. So our key that we had for the embodied radiance, this is divinely glowing, being resourced with overflowing beauty and energy is your birthright. I love this statement. Grow what glows you. That is like that is a much better way of saying it than I say, which is just follow your fuck yes. And then I try not to swear because sometimes then you get like muted on things. But you follow the heck yes. You follow what makes you go, yes. You're not following things in life that are making you go, I don't know if I really want to. If you don't know if you really want to, you don't want to, because you know what's aligned with you. You really do. So, and this doesn't mean you're not ever taking chances. You're not ever trying something new. You're not ever stepping outside of your comfort zone, because you should, right? But you should want to enjoy taking something new or trying something new or having that experience. And that's why you're doing it, right? You're not doing it because you're just like, I guess so. Or, I'm going to do it because everybody else is doing it. And I think that, like I just have to do what everybody else is doing kind of mentality. So you are naturally radiant and your energy glows. As you create, your energy glows even more. Your attractor factor and magnetism is skyrocketing. Then we have our embodied radiance, the hologram, which is physically energized. So not only are we divinely glowing, we are also physically energized. So look at both these keys. Remember, you just have to receive the key and the hologram into your body. Do not mind my dirty nails. Have had a place. Okay, so the radiance. Revitalize, renew, and restore. Take impeccable care of the physical plane to manifest 100% of your desires. So all the codes enhance your physical vitality, health, and radiant energy. This code does that in a primary way by supporting your embodiments to be strong. The strength of the container of your physical form, your body, and the containers your manifestations take, your home, career, relationships, finances, come from light and love. Okay, so they come from light and love. Now we're going to look at what our activation is for this particular one. Okay, the application. When experiencing an expansion, fully take it into your body by breathing it in. If you receive money, yummy money, right? We're breathing it in, but we're adding the yummy money in there, right? So whether you're breathing in and you're like, or breathing it in, yummy money, breathe it in. If you win an award, inhale the recognition. If you say no to something rather than falling into people pleasing, breathe that win in. Revel in it, bask in it, be with it, allow it to integrate and consolidate in your system. This amplifies your energy and naturally begins to radiate a more expanded presence. If you have a gift to give someone, don't be attached to the outcome of your gift giving. Instead, you simply place it on the altar for them to pick up or not. Your embodied radiance is simultaneously close to your body and also knows no bounds. As a Magdalene manifestor, you are adept in creating through energy, the quantum field, and beyond time and space. Practice manifesting a goal that feels like a stretch or calling to you something that is physically located farther away from you. This way, you're playing with non-locality, where your energy and the energy of what you are actualizing are in communion across distance or perceived size. This shifts the illusion lie that manifesting something big or far away, like a retreat center in New Zealand when you live in Florida, is more challenging than something small or doable that is right in front of you, like a parking spot. This is an illusion. Your creations are actualized from far and near all the time. Perhaps what will create an even deeper embodied radiance in your system is someone or something that comes from the other side of the globe. This may be a product, mentor, or food. With both star love and emerald love, what deeply nourishes you and your projects may come in an unusual form, like the love you have from an animal, or wisdom from an off-planet lifetime, or a primary partnership with a guide. Grow in what glows you. I love it. I love it. Okay, so these are beautiful energies. The other one that I'm going to share with you, which is the first one that I actually pulled, and I'll show everybody else because some people came in late. So this is yummy money. This is just reminding you that the energy that you apply to money is how money is energetically in your life. So if you think that money is the root of all evil, or you think that money is lacking, or you think that money is something to be afraid of, that's the energy that money is in your life. So that's how it's going to appear. So when you can look at money as being yummy, yummy, and fully there for you, then money flows into your life in a delicious way. All right. So fully realized is the other one that we have. Hi, Tarot T, Carly. You're here on Tarot T Tuesday. I'm Tanya. Hence the T. All right. I got to get my fully realized card out here. I'll find it in the book. Oh, and that card, Embodied Radiance, is number 17. Fully realized is number 23. Money loves coming to me. I love money. Money loves me, but it's not my idol. I don't focus on that. I focus on what I'm doing with the money. I'm focusing on what the application is. So when you want to manifest, don't manifest from the sense of, I just want money. Right? It's not about the money. It's what are you going to do with that money? How are you going to change your life, or how are you going to change the life of others with the money that you get? So when I manifest money, I manifest through the idea of buying my mom a home, or giving to animal shelters, or giving to the food bank. Like I'm donating to things, or having charity functions, right? Like I look at the philanthropy that I can create through the financial windfalls that occur in my life. That's how I manifest. I don't manifest in just for me like that. My manifestation is through how I can help others. So fully realized, I am a manifestation master. All that I create comes to full fruition. How powerful is this code, this key in this code? To be fully realized. And the thing is I've been saying this for a while because I want you to understand, you are a master manifester. Everything that you see before you, you created or put there. That doesn't mean that you deserve any kind of treatment that you're getting. It has nothing to do with that, because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you the same thing that you would get if you actually could speak to source and have it say it to you. You are unconditionally loved, and I want nothing but the best for you to have healthy relationships, for you to be healthy, for you to be energetic and blissful and in love, and to have a prosperity and abundance. I want all your dreams to come true, especially when your dreams also benefit society. I really like those dreams to come true, right? Because that's, as a parent, what I would want for my own children, right? And if Source is the creator of all, then Source would ultimately want the best for you. And if you look at it from the sense of Source experiencing life through you as a facet of Source, then I'm a facet of Source. Source would still want the best for me because that's the best for them, right? No matter how you interpret it in that way. So fully realized Magdalene being a new paradigm manifesting code comes from the fully realized divine verse beyond the central sun. The earth and her inhabitants are moving into a higher frequency and are in the evolutionary stage in consciousness of becoming fully realized. Realized as in fully embodying the higher consciousness of wholeness. Realized as in going from the duality of always being separate from what you desire, lack, fear, doubt, to jumping into union with your desires, abundance, joy, love. This is a return to wholeness as you joyously realize higher states of consciousness and your manifestations become realized. You play an essential role in accelerating this return of love beings on earth. So the key, I got chills with that, guys. The key is fully realized manifestation master. Fully commit to manifesting 100% of your project. Bring your targets into fruition with adeptness and ease. It's powerful. Okay, I'm going to hold that up there for a little bit. Just remember, you're just receiving it. You're just accepting it. You're just allowing it into your energy, right? This isn't about you have to do anything special or say anything or remove anything. You just have to know that by looking at that card, you're receiving the key, and it's opening a door in you. It's opening this in you. You are in a constant state of becoming, as are your creations. As you manifest, your creations become realized. Consistent, predictable realization of 100% of your creations is a skill set, choice, and practice, one that takes energetic and physical plane commitment. So this is, are you stepping in, like, are you allowing people to take you off course? Right? So let's say, and I talked about this movie, it was a Hallmark movie. And in the movie, one of the couples, there were 3 weddings that the couples and their friends all had to attend. So it's called wedding season. So 3 best friends were all getting married. And, the 4th friend was the bridesmaid for all 3 of them. So it was wedding season. And the one couple, they ended up deciding, after the doctor husband was offered a research position in the UK, the lawyer wife portion, or fiance portion, she, who is a lawyer in the States, decided that she's like, her career is doing fantastic where she is, and she can't work her career from the UK and all of that. So, and he didn't want to give up that opportunity to wait and see how long is it going to be before that comes around again. So neither one of them wanted to stop chasing their dreams. So they determined right person, wrong time. And they kept going in the direction of their manifestations. So if you have a soul mission that you believe that you're here to do, let's say you're like me and you believe that you're here to help people connect to their heart again, to realize how powerful they are, how wonderfully energetically powerful you are, and to love yourself and to be authentic. Like when you're connected to your heart and you're loving and authentic to yourself, then everything comes into alignment. Right? And it's a process. And I'm not here saying that I do this perfectly from sitting on some throne or I used to wear a crown, but I did that more for another reason. But I'm not up on a perch looking down at you. I'm here being real and telling you that even today I had to tell myself, wait a second, that's not the energy that you want with that. How can you step out of your way and realize that there's a flow of abundance that wants to come to and through you? And if you can give freely of what you have without having anything go, then that means that you're in the flow of money. You're in the flow. You know that money's flowing and money's going to keep flowing. Anytime that you cause restriction in yourself, you're causing restriction in your tap. So assess why the restriction is there, right? And how can you develop that relationship of trust with the universe, with source? So this manifestation key that we're getting, right? It's consistent practice. And I talked to you guys about that. I was like, if you knew that getting up in 15 minutes in the morning when you woke up, if you sat and manifested, and 15 minutes before you fell asleep every night, if you lied down manifesting your desires and dreams, can you commit 30 minutes a day to manifesting if you knew you were going to get what you wanted? And most people are like, absolutely. Well, then why aren't you doing it? Because that's exactly how you do it. Neville Goddard, who was one of the most influential thought leaders around manifestation, it was one of the techniques that he used to teach people in seminars, actually. And he used to say, go around all day saying, don't, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to do it, and it's never going to happen, and da-da-da-da-da. Doesn't matter what you say all day long. If at bedtime you're falling asleep doing that in your mind, then you will eventually do it. And sure enough, everybody ends up, it's the latter example. So he says to them, say all day long, I'm not going to climb a ladder. 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 And then at nighttime, envision yourself climbing a ladder. He said, and you'll see your vision at bedtime is way stronger than anything you say out of your mouth all day long. So vision in the morning, vision at night, be clear about what you want to envision. Amp it up by adding your feelings to the mix, such as adding to it, right? Anything that you add expands the energy. It enhances the energy from it, right? So if you think it and you speak it, that's enhancement. If you think it and you write it, that's enhancement. If you think it, you write it, you read it out loud, that's enhancement, 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 right? So it's the idea of that. It's just an enhancement. right? So you're going to be sitting there and visualizing, and you want to be in the feelings of seeing it unfold before you, of having it, of knowing that it's coming to you, knowing that the fact that you can dream it means that you can hold it in your hands. That's Bob Proctor was that. If you can dream it, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, right? That was Bob Proctor's favorite quote. Everything that's created in this world started as an idea in someone's head. Somebody had an idea to do this and they made it happen. And that's what you're doing, having an idea and making it happen. Right. So, and the making it happen doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like hustle, hustle, grind, grind. Right. Your life should be a combination of structure and flow. When we're just going in flow, we will miss doing things. We'll miss doing things. We'll drop the ball on certain things, right? There has to be some structure, right? But if we're too structured, we're not allowing ourselves that, that moment of genius where you're just in flow, right? So you want to allow that. Edie, mwah, I love you. Hello, welcome back, my dear. Okay, so let's read some more of this. But it is like most people say that they're doing that. Oh yeah, I'm going to manifest, right? But are you doing that? At least do the 15 minutes when you're falling asleep. At least fall asleep thinking about your dreams. At least do that. Dreaming your manifestations to fruition. And then get up in the morning and take inspired action. Right? And if you don't like what you're seeing in front of you, ask yourself why you've put it there. What are you supposed to learn, or how are you supposed to pivot, or what do you need to change in order to not keep seeing that? And this Pisces moon is going to ask us to look at, and it's an 18-year review. Like it's 18-year cycle that's closing right now. So expect it to be some fun. All right. The hologram. Ready for this powerful hologram? This is the fully realized spiritual adeptness. Realization as in enlightenment. Use energy and frequency for aligned manifestation. We are all energy frequency, right? Nikola Tesla, 369. If you could understand 369, you would understand the universe and about how it is all frequency, sound, and vibration, right? So we have our fully realized. Again, for anybody that wasn't here before, you just look at the card and accept it or allow it. You don't have to say anything. It's nothing complicated like that. Just looking at the card and being open to receive that hologram, you'll receive it. Okay, and I'm going to hold both the fully realized cards up for those who weren't here when I looked at the first part. So there's both of them. Being fully realized speaks to crossing a threshold that once it is crossed, it's fully inhabited and created. The tadpole becomes the frog. Your states of higher consciousness are fully anchored and embodied. Realization as in enlightenment, adeptness, and being fully awake. This hologram code holds an environment for you to fully embody your higher states of consciousness as a given. It's asking you to shift out of the yo-yo, up-down states of waking up and going back to sleep or knowing a spiritual truth and then popping out of it into integrating your higher consciousness in more now moments. So this is asking you to stop like the wobble, right? This is really that wobble. When you know something, you know it. Right. And we'll know something and then we'll get around other people and they'll say something and then we'll be like, okay, maybe not, maybe I was wrong. Right. Don't do that. This is what that's telling you. Like allow yourself to step up to that level and don't step back down. Right. Step up and just keep going. And what you're manifesting or what you're trying to create in your life, make that your focus and don't let people take you off track. So if somebody's around you and they're telling you you can't do that or you shouldn't do that or why are you doing that? What a weirdo. Like if they're putting any of that energy on what you're trying to achieve in your life, they're not supposed to be in your life. Like people that love you, care for you, they support you. And they're definitely not holding you back from their dreams, right? So that's what our energy is for today. And I enjoy showing these cards to you. I'll show these other ones for those that showed up later. So your embodied radiance and then yummy money. Yummy money. So I'll talk to you about that, Hanshul. I'm not sure with your, we tend to break up for a reason, right? There tends to be a reason, right? When you are a healthy individual and you meet another healthy individual and you have enter into a relationship, you don't typically enter into those relationships, break up and come back together, break up and come back together, break up and come back together. That's not the way healthy relationships go, right? They may, in the sense that I was talking about that situation, right person, wrong time, those two may have broke up and then found out later on that the time became right. That's a different situation, right? But you have to understand the reason why you're breaking up to understand, do you want to? Should you want to, right? Looking into that. Okay, so we're going to step into some tarot now. For those of you that want a card, let me know. If you want extra cards, you're just going to play for more. You can just give coins for more cards, but you can get one. But I'm here out of generosity of spirit. So beautiful. And I'm going to honor the subscribers. Okay, so subscribers first. Okay, so Dee is a subscriber on this channel, so she'll go first. And then just so you know, though, I know that I saw Edie come in, and I don't know if Edie is still here, but Edie, if you are, just listen for a minute, because I know you were on vacation. You've been gone for a little bit. So when we're done here, a group of us go from here to the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. That's a collective where we're looking at the 3 pillars of health: mind, body, spirit. We cover topics such as mindfulness, meditation, manifestation. We talk about holistic health practices. We talk about healing in all aspects. There's wellness topics. There's all of it. On Tuesdays, we do tarot and tea, and we have a whole bunch of fun. And other people who do tarot, they bring their cards, or other people that do oracle cards, they bring their cards and join in. And it's a great way that you get to see things like these types of cards within the group. So this is the entrance for you to be able to work with me or to spend more time with me than here. In that environment, because it's done on Zoom, it's a back and forth. So you determine how much you want to participate. You can either participate through the chat, or you can turn your mic on, or you can turn your video on and go full in. We hope that at some point you'll get comfortable with the collective and you'll want to join in. I think that it's a beautiful collective, and all the people that are in it, they don't understand why you're not, because it's just so awesome. No, I'm serious. They say it every day. They're like, I don't understand why people aren't here in droves. They should be, because for $10 a month, the amount of support and all the stuff that you get, and I say $10 because I round up, it's amazing. So what I'm going to say is, if you want to subscribe here and on Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective, that's fantastic. But if you can only choose one of those, I would suggest that you choose Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective for 2 reasons. One reason is because I get all the money minus the little bit of, taxes and the little bit of money that I lose in transfers. And the other reason is because it's more interactive. You get way more from it. You don't just get this here, right? Where it's way more interactive. You also get access to, like, Shauna Lee is part of the group, Metal Chick is part of the group, all of that. Right. And so that's the group. That's the one group that we have. So if you're going to subscribe to one, subscribe to it. If you can afford to subscribe to both, amazing. And what I do is I honor that there's certain people here, like Metal Chick is in that group. So because she's subscribed there, I treat her as a subscriber here. It's under plans and pricing on my website. So if you go to my profile, on my profile, it's the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Self.com. So the website, and on the website, you'll either, if you're on mobile, there'll be lines on the side that looks like a little menu thing. You'll drop that down and it'll give you plans and pricing. When you click on plans and pricing, that will take you to the page where the subscription groups and, the packages are, and it'll be the first one there. If you're on the computer when you're doing it, the menu will be across the top at the top, and the plans and pricing will be one of the menu items there. You'll just select it and pick, and it'll take you to the page. And again, you'll pick that one. Okay. All righty. I got a little warm there. I need the air conditioning to kick on. The heat from the sun's hitting my back and it's like, ooh, a little bit warm. Okay, so let's do this. D, what does D need to hear on this full moon? What does D need to hear, Spirit? Can we get a good message for her? Okay, so this came out and it flapped around, sat down right on its bump. This is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about taking the stage. This is about stepping into your light. This is about showing yourself to the world, right? When it's in this, there's some aspect of yourself that you're hiding, or some aspect of yourself that you're not ready to show to the world. And I know you're starting to do that, but you and I should talk. We should have, like, you and I should have a call, D. I think that that would be a really good idea. Yeah, I think you and I should have a call. I would like to. Because, like, you should be, you're determined. You're determined. You got your battle scars. You're willing to do it. You're willing to take it across. But there's something that you're just not showing enough of. Okay, and that could be some facet of what you can do. Yeah, some facet of what you can do. Right? Like, it's like, you know, you can do, say, like me with water scrying, right? I've been starting to do a lot more energetics with water, right? Because I know that's something that I have from a past life, and that's come through in this lifetime as a remembrance. And also other people in readings have shared that with me, that my guides are telling me, remember. So there's a reason why they're cueing me to remember. And you know what, with the amount that I love to be near water, like, you guys know me, I'm always finding myself to be near a source of water. So that's, you know, that's kind of the same thing. I think there's something that you know you have, but you're a little bit afraid to show to people yet, right? And throw that yet on there, because I think you're going to eventually, for sure. Or this new moon is, or this full, like the full moon eclipse is going to make you review some of that stuff. All right. You're welcome. Yeah. That's beautiful. Okay. Metal chick. I'm like, who's next? We're just going to go. I'll just call names. We'll get there eventually, guys. Metal chick. What does metal chick need to hear today? Spirit, what is the message for metal chick for this full moon? This full moon energy in Pisces. It's time to look at what you have, not what you don't have. Okay. This is that. I think that, you know, when there's sometimes, like, we have an issue being, yeah, a bit of crying over spilled milk. It's looking like, you know, you're looking at the grass is greener over there, as opposed to looking at all the beautiful things that you have and all the gratitudes that you have, right? Like that energy, right? Just beautiful. This is like, you know, this is you put it all there. You put it all there, and you can take it all away. You can take it all away. That is amazing. That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I love that experience for you. Got to pull my hair out of the way. It's starting to get caught in my cards. Okay. Mira. What does Mira need to hear? Ooh. Mira, new beginnings with this full moon, which is going to strike some balance, maybe some harmony within your life. This is one that actually there's always a caution with a temperance card, because the caution is about moderation, right? No matter what it is, right? You can't be all spiritual because we're in a physical body, right? We can't be all material because we're spiritual beings, right? It's that kind of energy. So yeah, it's about balancing it in, but there's a new beginning. And I feel like it's definitely going to be a beginning that's more harmonious, more balanced out. Mm-hmm. Definitely, Trina, definitely. And everybody can be on the list. It's just a matter of waiting your turn. You just have to have patience. And if you can support me, I would love that. You're welcome, Mira. Yeah. We'll talk about it more in mind body. And for those in the divine feminine, we'll talk a little bit more deeper. Like, it's like each conversation deepers, right? You can be here with me for free if you want, or you can subscribe and pay TikTok if that's an environment that you like, right? You can do that. Or you can pay $8.80 Canadian to spend deepening the conversation at the next level. And then if you want more, then you jump into the Divine Feminine, and we really do some powerful energetic work in that group. So you can step into the next level. And then if you want, you can do other things like work with me or do readings or take education and stuff like that, right? Right after this, if you're here with me, Snea, right after this, when I say I'm going there, right after this, I open up the Zoom meeting and I start it up. Sometimes people will load into the room and I'll go and, do the bathroom or whatever, right? Like get a tea or something if I need to. But, I can hear and talk and communicate. They wouldn't see me on the video. But we'd go from here right to there and deepen the conversation. And then during the new moon and full moon, we also, for some of us, we go from the mind, body, spirit at 2 p.m. Eastern into the Divine Feminine. And within that group, then we do all the other stuff. So that's how today works for me anyway. All right. So, Edie, are you still here? You resubscribed today, Edie. So I would love to, if you're still here. And Snea, what does Snea need to hear today? Oh, that came up pretty quick. So Snea, the 5 of Wands is there, and that's still that in-group fighting. So this is time for you to isolate. This is time for you to do some inner work. And I think that being part of the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective is going to be really, really powerful for you for this part of the journey, right? And this is so that you don't allow this stuff to bother you. It's almost like you stop caring what everybody thinks or what they think that you should be doing even, right? This is that energy. So this is perfect. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's the energy. It's time for you to reflect. It's time for you to do the healing journey and not to participate into that. Okay. Love you, sweetie. Go enjoy. I'll see you there. All right. Are there any other subscribers that are waiting for cards? Shar, what does Shar need to hear today? Ooh. Shar, we got the Queen of Cups. I'm going to give you the other card. 7 of Wands, but 7 of Wands in the Shadow Seer position. So there's something that you need to protect, and that could be your very own energy, right? So our manifestations come through in different ways. So we either there's the energies, the big energies. So there's relationships, right? So we want to have healthy relationships. We want to have an ease with time. We want to have a flow of energy, and we want to have the resources of money. So these are the resources, right? The resources that are our key codes or key resources that we require in our manifestations, right? Is relationships, money, time, and energy. That's what we need. So the Queen of Cups, she is emotionally like at the height of her game. She's very intuitive. She is listening to her dreams. She's very, very balanced energy, like it's a beautiful energy. This means that there's something that you feel like you need to defend yourself from. And very rightly, it might be time to erect some more boundaries, energetic or otherwise. So look at the people that are in your life that maybe you go around, or anything. This is a key for everybody. This is a thing for everybody. Anything start paying attention to your energy, right? Start paying attention to your energy. How do you actually feel in your body? Now, if I eat something, how do I feel after I eat that? Do I feel light and energized, or do I feel heavy, tired, foggy mind, right? If I feel that way after eating that, then I shouldn't eat that. If I go around somebody, right? If I go around somebody and I feel very heavy or negative or, sad or like down, right? If my energy feels down after being around somebody, then they're not somebody that I should spend a lot of time around, or I should not have close to me a lot, because the more that you have that energy around you, you're going to become that energy. It's affecting everything in your life, right? So we want to make sure that we're assessing anything that we don't feel good after we've entered, or we've encountered, or we've given our attention to in some way. Okay, so that'll give you the idea of maybe where those boundaries need to be put in place, right, to protect yourself. Okay, but I think there's listen to your intuition and listen to your dreams for sure. because I think they're a money block for you. I think when you find out who it is, like energetically, that you need to protect yourself, or what you need to protect yourself from energetically, or what boundary you need to put in, once you put the boundary in, then all of a sudden it's going to be a new level of money. Like that's going to open it up. It's that boundary that's blocking you. Hi, Gloria. I'm doing very well. Okay, who else is a subscriber? Salasia. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hang on. I buffled the cards right before that. Well, I don't know. Okay, so Salasia. What does Salasia need to hear, Spirit? What is her message for this? All righty. We have the Six of Wands in the upright position, and this is about badass success. The moon is in the shadow, though. It came out with it, so I'm going to tell you about that one too. So the moon can be about suppressing your emotions, but we're also in the eclipse, right? The eclipse is going to really affect Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Capricorn, and I think Libra. I have to look at them. Okay, so about the block and money. I believe that the person that you're going to find out that whoever it is that you feel like you need to protect your energy from, or the boundary that you need to put in with somebody because maybe they are taking too much of your time, taking too much of your energy, taking too much of your money, or taking too much from the relationship, whatever it is that they are affecting you, the area that you're affecting you negatively in, right? Once you remove that from, you put the boundaries up, then that person that removes out, right? That's going to remove, that's the money block that is blocking your flow. Because sometimes when you choose you, right? So, you know, when you leave a relationship that's toxic, the universe all of a sudden is like, here you go, here you go, here you go. They just want to reward you because it's like your parents are going, yay, you chose you. Here's your reward, honey. You finally put the boundary in. Here's your reward. You're leveled up. Here's a payout for leveling up. Right? That's the kind of energy that is. So anyway, once you do that, your money's going to increase once you find out who's blocking you. I didn't pull Shalasia's cards yet. Oh, yes, I did. The moon. Ha ha ha. Yay, 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 yay. So the moon, this is just asking you to really get real. This is like, make sure you're not suppressing emotions. You're being really clear with yourself. This is also like some shadow work. And trust me, there's going to be some shadow work with this full moon. It's actually going to be completing those 18-year cycle. It's going to be completing an 18-year cycle with this moon that we're in. So look at the patterns of the last 18 years and what are you still doing today and why? Why is that pattern still there? Why haven't you moved beyond it? Right? So this is that. Once you allow this, so this may be removing, like once you go through this may be like cleansing relationships or ideas or just the aspects of yourself that you haven't fully accepted. They'll be cleansing that from you so that you can step into that access. And I told you 2 cards came out, bottom of the deck's 9 of Cups. Like your cups are going to be overflowing, Salasia. Yay, Snea, yay. Okay, Granny Debbie, I think, is on still as a subscriber. And then we're on to non-subscribers, okay? Oh, Granny Debbie, what do we got? The devil in the shadow seer position. You know me, I like to get the devil and death mixed up, but this is actually the devil. This is liberation, though, in the shadow seer. In this position, it's about the addictions that maybe you're not aware of or needing to do healing. This could be, though, in the shadow it can be that you are staying in the healing without integrating the things, right? So it's like when I was doing the sacred journey. Craig, why don't you hop on a call with me? I offer a free half-hour call, right? And if you hop on that call with me, I can talk to you about how I would help you, right? And I have a bunch of different ways that I can help you. Okay. And if it's, if you're not in a position to be able to work with me, I'll give you other options that there are besides, there's obviously here. Okay. but we can definitely have a call. No, I want to continue with what I'm doing right now, rather than do it on the air. I love you. I love you, Spazel. So anyway, the devil in the shadow seer position. This is where we're in that liberation. And I sat my cards down because I like to do that. Yeah. I'd rather it be private so that we can talk, and then any questions that you have, I can tell you a little bit about it. Okay. For one, the entrance to working with me is here, right? Because I know that people that sit here and hang out with me, that the stuff that I've shared over the years that I've been doing this, they've actually told me I've healed just interacting with you in a free way. If you want to interact with me more, there's the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, where you're on a Zoom meeting. So you actually have the opportunity to two-way with me and other members of the collective, where the focus is about mind, body, spirit, health, and raising the vibration of the collective. When we are in the, and so that's $10 a month to get all that access to me and everybody else. It's not going to stay $10 a month forever. It will, at its highest, I plan on eventually raising it. So at some point it will be $22 a month. Once you're in the group and you've spent like 3 or 4 months in there, you're going to understand exactly why. Like $8.88 is incredibly affordable. And that's why I started it that way. I wanted people to come in and see it and enjoy it and spend some time here, because I want, and to get to know what the experience was like. I love you, Trina. You have a wonderful day. I'm back tomorrow at 10 a.m. approximately. Today I had a fire alarm in the apartment building, so I wasn't able to start on time. So I was a little bit later. I don't know who's watching there, but hello on YouTube. Hi, Queen Kathy. So the other ways to work with me is through individual services, right? So an individual service is that we just sit down and I do a healing thing with you. So we can do a variety of things. In trauma wellness, there's inner child healing, there's shadow work, there's compassionate inquiry, there's somatic experiencing, there's polyvagal theory. There's all kinds of modalities that I have that are that are incorporated within what's classed as trauma wellness. Then there's the quantum healing stuff that I do. And when we get into quantum regression and integration therapy, that is a different level of healing. And you can eliminate anxiety in as little as one session. You can get to the root of something very big within one session, whether that's trauma, pain, limiting beliefs, something that's keeping you stuck. And there's different ways that you can access what we're working on. And so the quantum energy ones, they're really, really powerful, and a really great way to move through trauma very easy, like in an easier way, because you're not examining it the same way when you do it. So we have healing the traditional way. So the traditional way would be talk therapy, and here's your medications, and you're going to take your prescription, and it's probably going to change up, down, all around. Here's a pill, take out a pill. You might hit stabilization with your medications if you're lucky, and that you might maintain that stabilization for 5 or 10 years, and then you might need to have to start to switch because whatever, your hormones are changing or something. That's traditional. Then you step up into the next level of healing, which is things like doing inner child work, learning mindfulness, learning breath work, learning resiliency tools, delving into your shadow. So working through that is a different level of healing, where you actually do get to the root cause and heal. But it's a very much you're actively working through that healing. When you're doing it with the quantum healing, we're going into the root energetic core issue. So if you have a core issue of abandonment, we can go in on that abandonment womb and remove it in one session. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The mind is the driver of your life, right? The mind is driving it. And it's not necessarily you. That's the other thing. right? Any energy or any thought that's in your mind that's telling you to do something bad, that's telling you to do something negative, or telling you to hurt yourself, or that type of stuff, that's not your higher self. That's not your thought telling you to do that, right? Those are, when you're looking at shamanism, they consider that to be a negative spirit, or, it's a spirit, it's a dark entity that needs to be taken to the light, shown to the light. That's the kind of energy that they look at that. Anyway, back to Debbie. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor. So, this liberation is going to lead you to a space where you feel very secure, financially as well, like feeling more in control or more in lead of yourself. It can also be that it's time to act. And I'm kind of getting that energy with it, that with the Devil in that shadow seer position where it talks about, healing without doing the integrative part. And I think that the Emperor is saying it's time to act, because he is all about being the divine masculine. And the divine masculine is about taking action on things. So what can you take action on as you're being liberated in these moments, right? Whatever we're, like sometimes, and it's, let's say you, people talk about relationships. I'm in a relationship and, like you're not stuck in it. Nobody's stuck in a relationship, right? You can get a divorce. Hi, Rejoice. All right, Rejoice is a subscriber, so I'm going to pull Rejoice a card here. What does Rejoice need to know, Spirit, for this full moon in Pisces? What's a good message for her? Indigenous Healer is next, and then we're going to keep going down the line for non-subscribers. If there are any other subscribers that I missed, whether on this channel or on the other channel, let me know. Okay, so Rejoice, we got that Four of Cups. So that can be a time when you're feeling a bit bratty. The Three of Swords is in the shadow seer on the bottom of the deck. So between the Four of Cups and the shadow and the Three of Cups. So this is like really, really like in that, like woe is me kind of energy. Poor me. It's staying in the grief. Right? When we see the heart this way, right, it's the heart has been impaled, somebody outside of you, and it can speak about, a third party, it's grief, it's heartache or heartbreak, right? That's what this energy is. When it's this way, we're holding ourselves in it. We're holding and keeping ourselves stuck in that muck. We're like staying in that spot instead of allowing ourselves to process what the experience is and move beyond. And this is that we're looking at the emptiness. We're looking at the negativity, or we're looking at things that are going on over there as being better than here, rather than seeing all the stuff that we have and being grateful for what we do have. This is us oftentimes creating our own problems for ourselves. Okay, so that's the energy that's coming up with those cards. Okay, all righty. Indigenous Healer. What does Indigenous Healer need to hear today, Spirit? Woo, that flipped over and sat back down in the deck. Queen of Pentacles on the bottom, my love. And hair caught in my hand. So there's something that you're grieving. Right. And and this is loss, it could be heartbreak. It could be the end of a relationship. It could be the end of a career, the end of a belief system, the end of an identity is what I'm feeling like. It's more of that, as I went through this spot where all of a sudden I started to grieve that person that I used to be. Because before you became awakened and before you began this healing journey, you just went through life. And sometimes you had a lot of fun, like it wasn't all bad in the, as you're growing through those, aches and pains, or you're living in that traumatic, not the trauma, right? Like, because it's not that it's trauma all the time, right? That's the problem with a relationship. When we have a toxic relationship, we'll look at it and say, but wasn't all bad. So that keeps us there, right? Well, the same thing with you, you're not, like there's like lots of stuff, right? So when we process through that, it can be very grieving to look at the innocent person that you used to be, or look at the way that you used to be and be like, I'm not like that anymore, and be a little bit sad in releasing that energy, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting here, is that the letting all of that stuff go. But as you through that. So the Queen of Pentacles, there's just some more healing that needs to be going. That's what I'm getting. But then, the Six of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. The Six of Pentacles, it's talking about that give and take, right? Even give and take. And I think that you're moving yourself to a space where you're going to be aligned with people that are in even give and take. But it's that same thing that I said about myself. I have to feel generous giving money to somebody, right? If I can't feel generous giving money, then there's some block that I have there. So I have to look at what is that restriction of being able to give that, or, like when you're handling money, when the flow of money is coming in or going out, we have to look at that. What is this? Is this coming in well, or am I blocking it? Do I feel a restriction in my body? Do I tense up? To subscribe, you can subscribe on the channel here by clicking when it's on the star. I think I don't know what it shows on your screen, because as the creator or the person here, my screen's going to look different more than likely running the live. But you can subscribe to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, which is where I'll be after this, quite shortly here actually, because we're past 12:12. I'm going to pull a few more cards, but I'm going to be gone at 12:30 from here to the collective, and then we're going to spend from 12:30 until probably 2, sort of, or 2, or 12:30, 1:30, something like that, till 2, and then I'm in the Divine Feminine Healing Collective. Hi, Robert. We're just about ready to go over. Hi, Jer Bear. How are you, love? Okay, so who's for a card? Becca wanted to have a card. Yes, patience is trust. That's what you're signaling to the universe when you sit in patience. You're setting them trust. Yep, the star on the bottom of the screen. Exactly, sweetie. Okay, so Becca, the Eight of Swords came out. The Eight of Swords is really where we are keeping ourselves stuck, right? We feel like we don't know which way to go, or we feel like we're trapped. We feel like, kind of this might be where we feel like life is really happening to us a bit. But what we don't realize is that we're standing in front of the swords. We can totally move. We're free to go, right? We're not even tied up, really. The bounds can be let go. We're holding them there. So this is about letting all of that go, and know that you don't even need your eyes to see. You can connect with your alignment, and your alignment is going to direct you where you are meant to go. And so you don't need to see to feel that you're in alignment, right? So what blocks are you putting in your way that you can take out? And a lot of the times these are mental blocks, because it is the sword. Okay, the sword is about mental. And then we've got justice on the bottom. So whatever is going on, there is going to be fairness. Okay, there is going to be balance that's going to be created. Okay, so balance and harmony is coming to your life. It's just, I think you just need to be really, there's some clarity that you need to get to within yourself. Okay, love you. All righty. Who else has been here for a little bit? Yep, Pop, it's just push the star. Okay, love. Leslie, I'm going to pull Leslie. What does Leslie need to do? Leslie wants to know what's going to happen to somebody. A lot of imbalance. When this is in the upright position, it's juggling the many aspects of self. The Two of Pentacles could be financial loss, could be loss of status. Just, like it's that kind of energy. Like there's some aspect of himself that is going to go out of balance. Judgment's coming. Judgment's coming. Bottom of the deck, Leslie. All righty. Perfzilla. Perfzilla wants to know about career. Perfzilla, what do you need to know about your career? So, guys, well, all of them that flew out, all of them were down except for this one. This was the only one that was upright. So the Nine of Pentacles is about spiritual and material abundance. This is a very peaceful card, a card where you're harvesting the results of your labor and everything is beautiful. Be careful though, because you don't want to be taking shortcuts. You don't want to be manipulating people to get there. Make sure that the people that are around you, that you feel good about who they are, because this card, the Five of Swords, can speak about competition, but it also speaks about challenge. It's a mental jousting. It can mean there's manipulation as well. Right. And so be careful that you're not the manipulator, but also watch out that people around you aren't manipulating you. But this is the ultimate space that you want to get to. Okay. Hi. All righty. Pop, did you want a card? Tally, I'm going to pull you one for now. I didn't want to scroll too far back, but Tally, what is, oh, wait, we can't pull a card. We got to put the rest of these back in it. All right. Tally. And definitely, guys, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting me. Okay, Tally. What does Tally need to hear on this spirit during this full moon lunar eclipse? Okay, so there's the Ace of Pentacles in the Shadow Seer position. It might be that you're having lots of really great ideas that have the potential to be very lucrative, but you're not going after them, or you're feeling very stagnant, or, like maybe like money is going out, not coming in, like you're not really catching the money in your hand. The other card that came out is the Hierophant on the bottom of the, like with it, so in the shadow as well. The Hierophant is the most spiritual card in the deck, and it represents Taurus energy as the major arcana. So that might be relevant to you as well. But the Hierophant in the Shadow Seer position is that you're not connecting to your insight about things. The Seven of Wands, there's somebody around you need to protect yourself from. That is, you may feel like you need to defend yourself, or you may feel like you're being attacked energetically or otherwise. Okay, so that's the energy that's coming up for you, Tally. All righty, Pop. Pop gets a card, and then after Pop, I'll pull a card for Ornella. Okay, Pop. What does Pop need to hear, Spirit? Can we get a good message for Pop during this Pisces moon? Yeah, there's, and so just listen to your intuition. And I want to ask you, there's a couple of questions that I have. So trauma is my specialty. Okay. Trauma is my specialty. And when I talk about this stuff, so that's where it's coming from, is all the experience that I've had within those spaces. So when you're looking at your relationship, a key factor that you need to tune yourself to is not that, do I feel loved? Because love is something that we can easily get confused, because many of us weren't taught what healthy love is like. So we have a distorted concept of what love is. And we actually think that love is that chemical reaction that we get to another person. That's a chemical reaction that you're getting. And it's usually your system telling you that there's something about this person that's aligning with your traumas, right? It's usually that soul or karma connection. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't, maybe that you're not going to experience it. Maybe you need to do it so that you can grow. But when we're meeting somebody who we need to be asking ourselves, do I feel safe? Because if you feel safe with your partner, then that's a relationship that you can build on. If you do not feel safe, then what are you building on? Right? And if you don't feel safe, then in your partnership, right, then there was somewhere else I was going to go with that, but my brain I kept reading Miki's message there or Mikey's message. Mikey, I'm not sure, about his girl and him getting back together. Did she end it, Mikey? Just to ask if she ended it. Right? So that's the one thing that you want to ask. Then two, when you're asking about your relationship, you want to ask yourself, if you had a daughter, right, if you're the female, or if you had a son, if you're the male, or either or, really, at the end of the day. If your daughter came to you and said, I'm in a relationship with a man, and she described a man that's like your husband and that treats her like he treats you, and she described the dynamics of your relationship, would you feel happy and proud? And, would you feel good receiving that information from her? Or would you feel sad? Would you feel scared? Would you feel like just not good? Right? If you feel bad at the thought of your daughter describing her relationship to your relationship to you as if it's hers, because you know that would not be something you'd want your daughter to be in, then why are you in it? Same thing with, your son. right? If you see your son in a relationship, and let's say you're in a relationship where your wife is hitting you and calling you names and, stuff like that, and, you're depressed and whatever, and you're dealing with that kind of an environment, because they do happen, right? Abuse is not just from men to women, people. It goes both ways. So if you're experiencing that, and if your son came and talked to you about that type of a relationship, would you be happy for him, or would you tell him to run? Would you tell him to get out? Would you tell him he needs maybe some, so that's a good way to look at your relationships. Do I feel safe? Followed by, if you're a woman, it'll be love and respect. If you're a man, it'll be respect and love, in that area, in that order. Right? Men care more about respect than love. Women care more about love than respect. At the end of the day, we need all three of those: safety, respect, and love. So check that, and then do that temperature test about your relationship. If my child came to me and said their relationship was the same as mine, would I be happy or would I be sad? Alrighty, Pops. I didn't pull your cards, Pop. All right. What does Pop need to hear during this, Spirit? What's a message for Pop during this full moon, lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse? Alrighty. Again, we are getting that grief, that there's some relationship things. The Queen of Swords, this is being very shut off. This is very closed emotionally. If this is the female dynamic of the relationship, they're pretty closed off. Either they're not in touch with their emotions, or they're being overly emotional and they're not dipping into their logic. So they can be either cold or callous, or like absolutely it'd be that crazy energy. Right? Tough energy. So this is just telling you to just let it go, just allow it to flow. Make sure that for you, you're checking in not just with your feelings, but with your thoughts, right? We want to look at the facts of things. A lot of times we leave relationships and then we look back with our rose-colored glasses and we just do the highlight reel of all the good times. And we try to tell ourselves that was the relationship. That was the relationship. That's what kept us in the relationship, was the belief that the other part of the relationship that wasn't good was going to somehow change and it was going to be good. But we can't have those expectations. I say this all the time: meet them where they're at, right? Meet them where they're at and ask yourself, if this person never changed this particular characteristic of their behavior, would I want to be with that always? Would I want that always? Right? So if every time that you tried to bring a concern to your partner, they got defensive and started yelling at you, would you want to do that all the rest of your life? Anytime I have a concern, I know I'm going to bring it to my partner, they're going to get defensive and they're going to yell and scream at me and make me feel like it's all like that there's something wrong with me. That would be a no. I don't want to live in a relationship like that. So if somebody does that to me once, I don't have to stay and see if they're going to do it 2 or 3 times. Right? Some things are a clear-cut no. Some things are I'll watch that. I'll see that one again. Those are your yellow or your orange flags. Red flags are no's. They're hard no's, right? So know what your hard no's are and be okay with that. You have hard no's. There's a new beginning on the horizon for you, though, Pops. New beginning, and let it happen. Let it happen. Let it happen. Right? Okay, so we got Mayuma. Hey, Mayuma, love you. Nella, what does Nella need to hear? Ornella. What does Ornella need to hear? Yeah. Ornella, you're going to go through a tower moment, and that means rapid, sudden change. It can almost feel like the ground is being pulled out from beneath you. It's just a lot of change, right? So, and just let what isn't meant for you go. Just let it go. Let it go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. That's just let it go, right? Because when we let go of what isn't aligned with us, we can let in what is. And there's a new beginning coming financially. So we've got the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, this is money, finances. This is up into the royal suit. The Page of Pentacles, or pages, are new beginnings. Pentacles are about your self-worth or your financial worth. So one of those things is rising. I love you, Mayuma. I miss you. Okay. Elizabeth, what does Elizabeth need to hear today, Spirit? Elizabeth. We got the King of Cups. There may be a drama king in the mix. There may be someone that's being a little bit erratically emotionally. It could even be you. You're just being a little out of your emotions right now. Bottom of the deck, it's time to isolate a little bit, to go internal, to do some reflection. And within that reflection, some healing. That's what's called for you. Okay, so Yolanda wanted to have a card about career as well, I believe. So Yolanda, what? All right, so there's something that needs to be let go of so that a birth can happen. That's what the death card is. The death card is all about death and rebirth, right? We have to let things end so that new things can begin. Things have been at a delay, and it's because you're not willing to let go of that thing. And you know what that thing is. I'm pretty certain of it. You know what that thing is. It could be just a perception or an idea about life, right? Like you could have, like I said, money's the root of all evil. Well, if you think money's the root of all evil, how do you get into an alignment with money? How do you have that alignment with money if you think it's evil because you want to be good, right? So you have to look at that. So are there any restrictions or any emotions that you feel restrictive when you're handling money, when it comes in or when it goes out? Because either way, that's going to show you that that's where you have a block that you need to work on. Okay. All righty. Mayuma, what does Mayuma need to hear today, Spirit? Mayuma's been a long time subscriber and has worked with me. Mayuma, remember, you're the magician. Whether you like it or not, you're the one that's doing the manifesting. So manifest from a space of positivity. Manifest what you want to see, not what you don't want to see. And it's all about the amount of energy or the way that you're doing it, right? If at night you're going to bed and you're stewing over the things that you don't want, or you're worrying about money and you're doing all of that, if you're doing that while you're sleeping, or while you're going to bed, you're in the worry, the lack, you're really making that come into your environment, right? Because what did I say about the Neville Goddard thing? You can say it all day long. I'm not going to climb a ladder. I'm not going to climb a ladder. I'm not going to climb a ladder. But if you envision climbing a ladder before going to sleep, you're going to climb a ladder. He's done, it was a thing that he would prove to people how powerful that 15 minutes falling asleep is. So just make sure that you're falling asleep in entertaining the good thoughts. I should be going, guys. It's 12:30. Life's going to be okay. You got the King of Pentacles. You just have to stop worrying about it. Okay, Gloria, for life. But anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Mwah. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. If you want to continue the conversation, or if you want to get some tarot cards and stuff like that, you can follow me to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, which you can find under plans and pricing on my website. And for those of you that are a part of that collective, I'll see you there right now. I'm just going to end my stream here. And